Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana with another episode of Hot and Cold. Today we're talking about probably one of the hottest players in the world. Certainly, in my opinion, I came to this conclusion about 48 hours ago. In my personal opinion, right now, Nikola Jokic is the best player on planet Earth. Right now, right at this second, all things considered, health, offense, defense, I know gets some criticism for him. I think he's the best player in the world. His Nuggets take on the Suns tonight. I think they're up 2-1 in the series. The Suns got the last one behind an incredible performance from Devin Booker. But by the time you guys watch this, Game 4 will have happened. I think I've got that right on my calendar. But no matter what happens in Game 4, Jokic is on fire. Jokic's cards are surprisingly doing really well in a little bit of a down market, or what can be, I guess, at best, what's the best euphemism? A volatile market, an unpredictable market, a market that's got some interesting arbitrage, right? Up and down, ways to make money on some different types of cards. But let's get cranking. I've got a card ladder here. I'm going to screen share. I've got the general Jokic index pulled up in card ladder. It's got 152 cards in it, so not an overflowing voluminous quantity of data points to choose from for Jokic, but 152 is not 52. It's not 8. And so there's some high end, there's some low end, there's some high grade, there's some low grade. So that's a good enough data, good enough quantity, sample size for us to use. If you look at Jokic's cards over the last 2 years, again, this is in a market. Well, let's go back. Let's just go straight back to indexes. Watch this. Indexes total. Look at the basketball market over the last 2 years. Where the hell am I? Where's basketball? Give me basketball. Give me basketball. Where am I? Why can I not find basketball? Am I blind? Here it is. Okay, so there's the basketball index over the last 2 years. Down 47%. Yes, the basketball card market overall, that 15,000 cards, high end, low end, good grade, bad grade, down 47%. But we just saw Jokic is actually up 42%. So that is heading in a completely different up and to the right direction. And you can see his graph up here. That's not super helpful, but over the last 2 years, up 42%. Over the last 1 year, up 10%. Over the last 6 months, up 21%. Over the last 3 months, up 21%. And then if we narrow it down, you're getting to too small of a sample size. Down 2%, about even. Over 2 weeks, down 1%, about even. Let's talk about the cards. We want to know what's hot. We want to know what's cold. I've got Jokic cards pulled up. I'm not going to sort by a particular grade because there's not enough cards in here. I just kind of want to look and just kind of scroll through these together. We may go through 3. We may go through 7. I don't know. I've got them pulled up. Let's look at the last 3 months. I like using 90 days because it gives us enough sales to actually use. His net Marvels press proof gold's not going to have enough data. Somehow it's up, but there's no data to display. Oh, maybe that's because I got 2 weeks on there, dumbass. There you go. 2 data points. One sold for 30 raw, one sold for 65 raw. Really not, that's just not a big card. A 9.5 SGC. Nobody grades 2015 base prism cards in SGC. 137 have ever been graded compared to 2,900 PSA. So that's not really a great one to look at. Again, we're sorting by the best performing Nikola Jokic cards in the card ladder database. They've got to be in the card ladder database, mind you, over the last 90 days. Here's one, PSA 8. I don't really want to look at that because it's a really low-end card. I think I forgot to put the filter in here. Here we go. Let's put in $100 minimum value. That's going to help us. Okay, good. Not going to be enough. Let's start here. Let's start with this Flash PSA 9 over the last 3 months. 3 sales, started as low as $475. Again, here's the card we're talking about. I think these are cool. I guess now they're called Optic Shock or something like that. You'll see it in the Optic product. But back in 2015, Prism had them, and they were called Flash. I think they're good-looking cards. They're not for everybody. I get it. $475 in February, $500 it jumped to, and then recently jumped to $650. Only 81 of these out there, 24% gem rate. There's only 31 PSA 10s. Of course, we're looking at the PSA 9. The PSA 9 is a $650 card. Damn, that's a lot for a PSA 9 Prism Flash, up 36% over the last 90 days. The silver PSA 9 is performing well. A little bit of undulation in here over the last 3 months, but it is up from the beginning where it was selling consistently for around 500, got all the way up to almost 800, came down, went all the way back up to 750. It's come down from there, but the last 2 sales have been 575 and 650. I guess that begs the question, they're both almost the exact same price. Would you rather a Pop 304 silver PSA 9, or would you rather a Pop 81 Flash PSA 9? Which one do you think looks better? Here's the Flash, right? We looked at the Flash. Here's the silver. There's the silver. Kind of a weird picture. What about the base? 8.5? I don't want to look at that. Do we want to look at 8.5? No, we don't want to look at 7. The light blue, let's get something a little more predictable. Silver BGS 9.5. So we saw the PSA 9 silver killing it up here, up 27%. The silver BGS 9.5 up 5%, but that is just wildly unpredictable. Again, that can't possibly work, right? 1,800 for that one. For a Pop 8, that doesn't make any sense because the last 3 after that have sold for less than half. So that's not real super helpful. I like this card. This is a cool card. Only 171 have ever been graded. I think this is first year Revolution. Don't quote me on that. Could Revolution have been produced in 2014? I guess it's possible, but I feel for some reason 2015 was the first year. That's a good looking card. I don't care what anybody says. That's a great looking card. These are paper cards with a little bit of foil on the front, but they're paper cards, so tough to grade. 10 have been graded in PSA 10. That's a 5% gem rate. 10 out of 171. 1 out of 11 Beckett. So really tough to gem these cards. That looks like a value play to me. Of course, again, you're asking the question. This one's also at 650. It's up 5%. Only 3 sales over the last 90 days. It's up 5%. Would you rather this paper-based Revolution PSA 10 Pop 10, or would you rather go with the Flash PSA 9 or the Silver Prism PSA 9 and the more chromium type product? Even his PSA 8 is actually making some moves, up a few percentage points. That's the good. Let's look at the bad. Are any Jokic cards going down where there's enough of a data point to actually go down? Yeah, damn. People never did like this premier level, right? They, for whatever reason, don't like it. This year wasn't even die cut, so that's not the issue. This is his premier silver raw, and again, condition comes into play, centering comes into play. It's tougher when you're comparing raw cards, but when there's this many consecutive downward, it makes me think there's something there. Where there's that much smoke, there's fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way down to 165, which is about half of where it began. Down 52% over the last 90 days for this select silver raw card. Again, not die cut. Looks like it should be, but it's not. Purple, serial number to 99, only 2 data points. Again, we're talking about a raw card. I'm going to throw that out. I don't like looking at that because one could be perfectly centered, one could be wildly off-centered. It's a serial number to 99, so there could be a lot of gambling going on in there from a buy raw grade flip person. Here's a cool one. I like this card. I actually had this card. I found it in a white box that I had just tucked away. I think I ended up selling it raw. I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have tried to grade the thing. But this would grade pretty tough because it's got at least 2 black corners on the front. It's a paper card also as well. And there's nowhere to hide the centering because there's 4 very clear-cut borders that are supposed to be the same exact width and depth. So this is Jokic's 2015. This reminds me, like, do y'all remember back in 2015, 16, maybe even it's 2017, they were trying to make a decision on Nurkic or Jokic. They didn't know which one to keep. Nobody could tell the difference between the 2 guys. They were just big, fat, foreign guys. They were both 7 feet tall. They both had pretty good potential as the next Marc Gasol. That's what people were saying. And then Nurkic's career went this way. Not a terrible player, productive, but often injured. And then Jokic just into a completely different stratosphere to where we're literally, guys, we are at the point, and gals, we're at the point where people need to start. I know he hasn't accomplished the team stuff yet, right? We got to let him finish out the playoffs, see what happens. We're at the point where there's going to be conversations about him sneaking into the top 10 centers of all time. I mean, you look at the list of centers that have won 2 MVPs, it's a pretty damn short list. He is sneaking into that conversation. And people could talk about how he plays, what he looks like, how much he eats at a Denny's buffet. You could talk about whatever the hell you want. This cat is special on the offensive end. I'm talking about Beethoven, Mozart, Einstein type offensive IQ. Like legitimately puppet master, orchestrating the game the same way a young or prime LeBron did, the same way a Magic Johnson did, and he's doing it from the mid post. He can get you 30 if he wants to. He can go 16, 16, and 16. He can do Westbrook type numbers, right? But he does it in an incredibly efficient way. He's a special player. Again, I forget to tell you guys this. I don't own a Jokic card. I don't own a single Nikola Jokic card. So I'm not pump and dumping here. I'm trying to figure out players in the playoffs that are hot now and do a little bit of content on those players instead of always, beating the Michael Jordan drum. I don't want to be that one-trick pony where all I do is talk about Jordan. Talking about this Don Russ, Nikola Jokic, the rookies card. It's a pop 36. Again, 11% gem rate, pretty low for ultra modern. Not ultra modern, but modern. Only 2 sales, $332 for one PSA 10. All the way down to $186. I think it's a cool looking card. I like the card. The light blue BGS 9.5. If I was going to make a move, this would probably be a card that I would consider. I would probably look for the PSA 10, but the BGS 9.5 is good looking as well. This is a nice little Gem Plus example here that Card Ladder chose. This is a Pop 25 card. It's serial number to 199. 2013, Giannis' rookie year. These light blues were die cut. 2014, I don't remember a 2014 light blue, but there might be one. I probably should know this. I don't think I've seen a 2014 Prism light blue. In fact, let's look that up. I don't want to be a fool. Let's go to sales history. Let me go to 2014. I just want to make sure I'm not crazy. Light blue? Does that exist? Yeah, it does exist. Wow. Serial number to 49. Interesting. Okay, so there's a select. There it is. There's a Zach LaVine, by the way, on your screen. So learn something every day. God dang. That is a really good looking parallel. Holy crap. Am I crazy? Am I wrong? That's a good looking parallel. Anyway, so this Jokic BGS 9.5, look at this plummeting. If there was a card I was going to buy, I'd rather one of these light blue BGS 9.5s than 2 silver PSA 9s or 2 flash PSA 9s, which we earlier saw were $650 and on the rise. I'd especially like to buy it considering the fact that it's down from a high of $2,800 all the way down to $1,500 just in the last 90 days. Last sale was $1,500. I wonder if you can buy one of these on eBay. There it is, only $4,999. So probably not the one you're going to want to try to make an offer on if you're looking to buy it at the last comp of $1,500. Let's get one more in here. What do you know? Another light blue. The light blue PSA 10 select, also serial number to 100. So this was serial number to 199. Sorry, this is also serial number to 199. This is a significantly lower price, but also plummeting down to $900. I think that's a good looking card, but like we talked about, that one might be die cut. I don't know. Yeah, die cut. So that one is die cut. And I might have misquoted earlier on that other silver. Was this one die cut? I don't think this is die cut, but I could be crazy. But anyway, that pretty much does it. I just wanted to look at some awesome Jokic cards. What else can we look at? Let's look at the biggest selling Jokic cards recently. Well, actually, let's just look at the highest selling Jokic cards of all time. Why don't we just do that? Let's just type in Jokic and see what happens. Highest selling Jokic cards of all time. Ouchers. Somebody paid $61.2. Did I do a video on this? I think I might have done a video on this. Let's look at the highest selling Jokic Prism cards of all time. Let's look at the highest selling Jokic Prism PSA 10s of all time. Boom. There you go. You got a 14,000 Mojo. You got a 11,850 orange, serial number to 65. And by the way, that was not in 2021. This card sold for $11,850 at auction on eBay just a couple months ago. That's a big time sale right there. We got a purple. We got another Mojo up here. Those Mojos, of course, are serial number to 25. And that's the same card selling twice. It looks like this one sold for $11,400 in 2021 and actually sold for more. So that comports with what we saw when we looked at the Jokic index, is that it's actually up from the year 2021. That is very, very, very rare in this hobby to see cards of a player up in 2023 from where they were in 2021, especially a player who was very much established in 2021. I think people may be starting to push that big man bias to the side, that slow, fat, white dude bias to the side, and put some money into this guy because he's going to be a transcendent player. That's a gorgeous card right there. The orange PSA 10. Those are serial number to 65. Just a beautiful card. Anyway, sorry, a lot of rambling. I just wanted to talk about Jokic a little bit today. I'm going to put this up on the channel probably on Tuesday to fill the gaps. Sorry, it's a hot and cold, but really we were talking about the hottest cards, probably the most, but But anyway, thank you guys for watching. A little bit scattershot on this one, but Jokic deserves some love. Jokic deserves some attention. Not from me, because that's not what I'm doing. Right now, I'm in the process of just continuously adding brick by brick to my Michael Jordan collection in PSA 8, PSA 10, and BGS 9.5. And I'm also collecting Michael Jordan 84, 85, and 86 star cards in BGS 8.5s, which is, I know, a little bit weird, but that's what I'm doing right now. I just got off eBay and picked up 2 more, so making some progress there. Stay tuned for some future mail days. You'll see some more of those. All you guys who are watching the channel, something that's driving me nuts. 48% of the people that watch my channel haven't subscribed, and that drives me crazy. And I don't know if it's just one-offs where people happen to stumble across a thumbnail or whatever, but like, if you're watching it consistently, I'm not asking for money. I don't get paid to do any of this. I make absolutely $0. If you can do me one favor, hit the damn subscribe button and help me grow the channel. That's kind of the one way that I track my success. And I know subscribers aren't everything, because a lot of content creators out there buy subscribers somehow. I don't know how they do that or how that works. I've never bought a subscriber. The only money I paid for is the microphone I'm screaming into, this cheap ass webcam that I'm using up here, and then the software that I use to kind of click play and then attach my intro. That's how dumb I am on this. I'm about as basic and grassroots as it gets when it comes to content creation, but hopefully you guys appreciate the transparency, the honesty, and the truthfulness. And for that reason, if you're watching the channel consistently, just hit the subscribe button. It's real easy. You can even ignore everything from that point forward, but it does help me and gives me some sense of purpose and some sense of accomplishment in the hobby. And there's really no other great way to track my progress and my success or failure doing this other than that. So as always, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you're having a great week. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.